What is up, super fam and bro vengers alike? I am Sensei Finito, aka Vane Sensei, and welcome to Marvel Bros, where we discuss all things Marvel and everything pop culture. And today we are going to be doing our Dune watch party, or our Dune prophecy watch party, I should say. Man, this is crazy, actually. I was not prepared for this show. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't prepared for this show. But let's talk about it. Yo, on today's show, we're doing a watch party and review for the series premiere of Dune Prophecy. This show is set 10,000 years before the ascension of Paul Atreides and follows two Harkonnen sisters as they establish the fabled sect that will become known as the Bene Gesserit. Make sure you guys drop all your thoughts, theories, and questions in the comment section down below. And of course, if you want me to deep dive into any of your thoughts, theories, or questions, or if you just want to show your support here, you can drop a super thanks or a super chat, and we will deep dive into that. Okay, all right, and okay. Let me know how we all doing today. I'm hope everybody is doing good. I'm having a good what is today? Sunday. I'm having a good Sunday. I hope you guys are too. And we're gonna be getting we're gonna get all into it, man. I am so excited for this show. Especially since it's 10,000 years before the Dune movies. It lets us know that we have a wide variety of things at our disposal tonight to be able to just jump into. And there is no cap on what really is, yo. Like there's so much lore that is really encapsulated in this show, in this movie, in the Duneverse. I think that's what I've heard people call it, and I am so excited to dive deeper into it, and I hope you guys are too. If you haven't already, make sure you drop a like and a share on the stream because it definitely helps out tremendously around these parts. You can also follow me on social media at Sensei Finito to stay up to date with all my thoughts, theories, and opinions on whatever particular thing I may be partaking in. And you can follow us on all platforms at Marvel Bros to stay up to date with all things Marvel and everything pop culture. So let's jump into chat. Let's see how you guys are doing. Let's see what's popping. Question: will this be the next watcher to reader? Yo, what is up with the Mari Sue? Let us see you here, girl. It's possible. I think Remy said it. There's like 26 books. So I really would be interested in jumping into it for sure. But of course, I would also want to start from start at a good spot and make sure that we can go as it goes on. And then Remy was just talking to me today about wanting to read Harry Potter. So I think that would be a good from watcher to reader series as well, because I definitely watched the movies before I read the books, and I didn't even really read the books like that, but I did read the books. I was really reading a whole bunch of other stuff when I was younger. I was reading like Limited Snicket, and I was reading manga. I was reading, of course, Full Metal Alchemist and all that type of stuff when I was younger. So I wasn't really reading novels like that. I read Aragon when I was younger, and something else, a couple of those books that you read when you're in school, you know what I mean? Like I read a couple of those, but I would love to get into Harry Potter because I know people love that, and I know the show is about to come out as well, the Harry Potter Max, yeah, the Harry Potter show on Max that they're going to be creating. I think that would be dope as well. I think it'd be even cool to jump into a whole bunch of different a whole bunch of different stuff. So I think that would be really dope. Turns out, wait, did you know there's like 26 books? Is that a problem? It's crazy. Turns out like 3 were by the original guy and his sons kept it going. Yeah, that's what I have found out today. One of the videos we're gonna be checking out, of course, everything you need to know to get ready for this, especially because I have no idea about any of this stuff. And I think the guy was talking about it, and basically his son went and talked to someone else and kept the series going afterwards. And some people aren't too big a fan of that. And some people are like, hey, that's dope. It's kind of interesting to me how when you get into any of these other, well, at least for me, all these other fandoms that I've been jumping into lately, or I've been like introduced to within like the last 5 years, they all have this like what I like to call legends effect, right? Which is like, how Star Wars has legends and then Star Wars has canon. And basically you have a side of a fandom that be like, okay, only this is what we care about. And then there's another side of the fandom that be like, no, only this is what we care about. And it's just very interesting to see how that happens across all different, fandoms, no matter what it is, or no matter what's going on. Everybody got issues with something at some point about something. But I guess that's what happens when you have something that is such a humongous conglomerate and just can take over the lives of so many people. But I'm down to check this out. I'm down to get into it. I don't know if I'd read all 26 books. Like you said, I think I would just check out the trilogy, the ones that the guy wrote, because I think a lot of the other books are just a ton of prequels. And I'm down for prequel stuff, but you also, if you guys know anything about how I like my media or content or anything, I'm not a big fan of like having hella prequel stuff. It's cool, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, brother. Like, can we move the story along rather than getting more like context is everything at the same time, but let's move the story along. And like with Dune Prophecy, I think it works really well because part of Paul's powers, his abilities is to like basically traverse like time in a way, but not like really traverse time, but you know what I mean? Like he's able to like have visions of the future and the past. So it's like getting this show Dune Prophecy that's basically setting up how the Bene Gesserit initiated the prophecy that Paul is now using in the movies. I think it's a really good like segue, quote unquote, even though this is like super far in the past, because I think this show is like it's very similar to how the Penguin was for the Batman, right? It's like the Penguin was a fantastic show. It set up the world of what we're going to be getting into next in a really good way, and I think that's what this is going to be doing. Excuse me. In the research that I've done for this show, if I'm not mistaken, these this okay, I think I forgot what I was about to say. But whatever it was, I forgot it. It's gone. It's gone. I don't know what happened, but it's gone. 10,000 years of your lore. Yeah, 10,000 years of lore is crazy. Like that's insane. Honestly, that's a ton of lore. Oh, I think I remember what I was gonna say. Dune Prophecy, which initially was called like Dune Sisterhood, I believe, or something like that. It's based off of the book that's also called Dune Sisterhood, I think. And they're kind of, and again, once the son and whoever it was that he like linked with started writing stuff, all of that is just prequel stuff. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure how many. I'm not sure how many books is what. Are you a Harry Potter version? Like I've never read it. No. So yeah. Like in the case of reading it, yes. I've played the game Hogwarts Legacy and I've also watched the movies. But I actually haven't I don't even think I've watched all the movies. I don't think I've seen the last 2 or the last 3. Cuz I think there's like 7 of them and I'm pretty sure I've seen the first 5. But I don't think I've seen the last 3 movies that there are or last 2. That's not how. Yeah, that's how math works. I don't think I've seen the last 2. Honestly, I don't know how many movies of those that I've seen. We should watch the 80s Dune with Patrick Stewart. That's insane. That would be dope. That would be dope. But I think all of the stuff is like quote unquote spoilery, kinda. But in a lot of the stuff that I've seen with research, it's kind of been spoilery as well because there is just so much lore with Dune. It makes it easy to just kind of jump on, like you can jump into the universe, I think, and not really have anything spoiled for you, especially because I don't think that the movies and the shows and all these other things are they are not like word for word, adaptations. Like there is some stuff that's different, like with the sister that is going like with all the stuff that's going on there, and like there's certain creative differences that there are uh in the show versus the movies. And unfortunately, like with all the things that I've seen about this, there's no way to avoid those type of spoilers, which I'm pretty sure is stuff from the books anyway. So you know but I'm not really tripping. I'm not really tripping. Let's see. Yeah, we got about what is it, 37 minutes right now until the new episodes come out on HBO Max or on Max, excuse me. So I hope y'all are ready for it. Make sure you drop all your thoughts, theories, and questions in the comment section down below, and we can get into it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. You feel me? I've only read the first Dune book. I got distracted by Wheel of Time. I feel that. I feel that. And I'm pretty sure, like, again, there is just so much lore in this universe. I don't know. I don't know if I don't want to say I don't want to read the books because I do want to read the books. I just know that there's a shit ton of stuff going on everywhere. I don't want I don't know. I don't know. I don't I don't know. There's a lot of books. There's a lot of books that I do want to get into though. Yo, speaking of, I don't think I have a command for marvelous reading yet. Uh oh, all right. Well, never mind. But let's see. Dune is the common denominator between Wheel of Time and Star Wars and many universes in between. And yeah, I agree. I agree. There's a lot of stuff that I've ever since watching Dune and of course diving into the universe more deeply. It's been like damn, like everybody has paid homage to something in some way, like a lot of the stuff from Star Wars, you know what I mean, is like things that are taken from Dune. Like a lot of the things, like it's just dope. I think that's dope though. I like when homage and creativity creates more creativity. You know what I'm saying? It's really dope to see stuff like that. And that's how you know these dudes were super nerds as well because they were like going in. All right, we are about to check out everything we need to know about the Duneverse so we can get into Dune prophecy. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how spoilery this video is, like, because I know it talks about things and differences and stuff. Like I know it talks about stuff, but I don't think it's spoilery to the show or to the movies for what's going to happen next. It's just more of about a shit. It's just more of a lore dump so we can kind of get ready for it. Get ready for it. So let's jump into it. Let's see what's popping, and then if you feel like it's a little bit too much, then we can jump into another video. Oops, that I have that we can check out. This video is from Nerdist as well. So where the hell is where's it at? Where's the window? Oh, here we go. It's like what the hell? Here we go. Bam. Oh, it is.
Oh, sorry. I was in the middle of something. What is up, my fellow Dunatics? It's been a little while since we've talked about Dune.
It's literally all you talk about.
Well, it's time to talk about it again, because now that we have a new Dune prophecy
The Fremen
series
are
coming up,
obviously
I figured
the
some of you
ideal.
folks out there may need a little
Ooh.
bit of a Dune primer
Okay,
for what we can
okay.
expect to see in this new venture into the Duneverse.
I can see
You
that.
may be asking, what is Dune prophecy? What does this have to do with Dune? When does this take place? Who are all of these characters? Do I need to read all of these books? Wait, there are how many books? Well, fear not. And not just because fear is the mind killer, but because today I'm hoping to give you everything you need to know before you start watching Dune Prophecy. And before we get too far into this video, I should add that Nerdist is owned by Legendary Entertainment, which produces Dune and Dune Prophecy. But I read Dune before Legendary was even a company, so I would be talking about Dune on this channel no matter what. Plus, I am personally excited to see any new stories in the world of Dune's Imperium. So, with that all out of the way, let's dive into the history and the world of Dune and look at what
Can
we
y'all
know from
hear
the
shit,
books,
chat? 'Cause
as well
I
as what we
can't
can
hear.
glean from the show's trailers. But whether you've been an avid reader of the books, either some or all, or you're new to the Dune fandom after having watched the new films, this video will contain spoilers for key moments in Dune's history. I'll try to provide as general of an overview as I can, but I'll do my best not to spoil some of my favorite moments in case you do want to go back and read the books. So, with that said, if you don't want to be spoiled, I will Dune prophecy you later.
Sacrifices must be made.
Okay, first things first. To better understand how this new series explores the beginnings of the Bene Gesserit, let's actually look at the Dune book series as a whole and establish some of its key lore. Originally, there were 6 books of the Dune saga.
All of a sudden,
but now,
I
we also
can't
have
hear
numerous prequel
out of my
trilogies and sequel entries,
headphones.
plus an encyclopedia that technically isn't canon, but it's still fun to read. If you do want to read all of these, I highly suggest you read them in publication order, since some of the prequels may spoil some big reveals in the original novels. Frank Herbert first wrote Dune in the 1960s and continued his Dune saga with 5 sequels before his death in 1986. And big reveals in the original novel. You read the text have numerous keys. Okay, moments. I'll try to film books, either single. Let's dive into new stories in the world of Dune's Imperium. So, with that all out of the way, let's dive into the history in the world of Dune and look at what we know from the books, as well as what we can glean from the show's trailers. But whether you've been an avid reader of the books, either some or all, or you're new to the Dune fandom after having watched the new films, this video will contain spoilers for key moments in Dune's history. I'll try to provide as general of an overview as I can, but I'll do my best not to spoil some of my favorite moments in case you do want to go back and read the books. So, with that said, if you don't want to be spoiled, I will Dune prophecy you later.
Sacrifices must be made.
Okay, first things first. To better understand how this new series explores the beginnings of the Bene Gesserit, let's actually look at the Dune book series.
Hello. 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 All right. Are we good? Are we good? I think we're good. Yeah. Let's get it.
As a whole. And
All right. I said, do we want to keep
with that
watching
said,
this? Because
if you
it
don't
said
want to
that
be
there's
spoiled,
history
I will Dune
spoilers and stuff like that.
you later.
Or are we good to keep going? One's in the chat if we're good to keep going. All right.
Sacrifices must be made.
Okay, first things first. To better understand how this new series explores the beginnings of the Bene Gesserit, let's actually look at the Dune book series as a whole and establish some of its key lore. Originally, there were 6 books of the Dune saga, but now we also have numerous prequel trilogies and sequel entries, plus even a Dune encyclopedia that technically isn't canon, but it's still fun to read. If you do want to read all of these, I highly suggest you read them in publication order, since some of the prequels may spoil some big reveals in the original.
Pause the screenshot just in case you want to read all the Dune stuff.
Novels. Frank Herbert first wrote Dune in the 1960s and continued his Dune saga with 5 sequels before his death in 1986.
5 sequels?
And
Holy
it's
shit.
important to recognize.
Okay, so he wrote 6 books. He wrote Dune and then 5. Yeah, so 6 books in total. So
the
2
Dune
trilogies.
saga's place in the world of science fiction at the time. Dune was part of a new wave of writing that was a reaction to the popular science fiction in the style of authors like Isaac Asimov. Asimov's Foundation series pioneered the concept of a galactic empire of humanity.
Great show,
and his
great
Robot
show.
series portrayed humankind and robots working together to pave a path forward into the future. And Herbert basically wrote an antithesis to Asimov's vision with Dune. Now, all of this is to say, if you've only watched the film adaptations of Dune, you may not have realized that the world of Dune is one without advanced computers or artificial intelligence. There are machines, but machines that must rely on humans to operate them. The original novel explains that 10,000 years before Paul Atreides, humanity revolted against thinking machines during the Butlerian Jihad, and humans eventually outlawed advanced computers and technology. If you're
What?
familiar with Warhammer 40k, which is heavily influenced by
Okay.
Dune, you can see a similar
W?
theme where knowledge of
W?
advanced technology is lost, and any remnants from the Dark Age of technology are either revered or
Just a side note, I do want to get into Warhammer 40k way more. I don't know how that's possible to jump into the lore of that. I think I'm just gonna start by doing like reaction videos to lore and stuff like that, just to kind of jump in a little bit more because damn, is it good?
seen as a threat. But along with this freedom from machines and artificial intelligence, a galactic empire arose that would hold humanity in stasis for the next 10,000 years. By the time of Paul Atreides, society has reverted back to a feudalistic structure. Religion has stoked such a
Yo.
fear of thinking machines that any new forms of advanced technology are deemed blasphemous.
Many machines on X. New machines.
Therefore, what limited technology that was actually allowed from millennia before is still the same technology used in Paul's time. Technology like the Holtzman effect, which allows for space travel, suspensors, and body shields, all remains the same. Some societies in
yo.
the Empire, like the Ixians or House Urchesi, flirt with inventing new machinery, but nothing that would violate the edicts of the Butlerian Jihad. The Dune saga is one that proposes a future with human beings who advance their own physical and mental abilities without relying on technology. Instead, they advance themselves with drugs, like a lot of drugs, space drugs. Remember, this book was written in the 60s. This is why spice is so important, and without it, humans wouldn't be able to travel around the known universe, and people like Paul wouldn't be able to foresee the future.
Okay. All right.
Drop
All right.
box definitely makes us
I
feel
W
more
lore.
professional. No
W
question.
lore right now. W lore.
It's in everything here.
Years after Frank Herbert's death, his son Brian Herbert teamed up with the author Kevin J. Anderson, and together they wrote the conclusion to the saga, along with numerous prequels to the original 6 Dune novels.
Damn, that's a lot of books to write. That's a lot.
And in these prequels, we actually jump back those 10,000 years before
Sisterhood of Dune. I think that's what Dune prophecy is based off
Dune
of.
to the time of legends when humans revolted against thinking machines. In this time, society had become stagnant and complacent, and humans were entirely dependent on their machines. But then the humans who controlled the use of these machines used their advantage to dominate over the humans who didn't. These tyrants were known as the Titans and formed their own empire as they lived for millennia in their advanced robot bodies.
Okay.
Eventually, even the Titans' technology got out of hand, leading to an artificially intelligent overmind controlling entire worlds and enslaving humans. This all
Jesus.
culminates in the Legends of Dune trilogy with the Butlerian Jihad, when a robot kills the child of a human leader named Serena Butler, and she begins a revolution against the thinking machines. Butler's uprising evolves into a fanatical Luddite war against advanced technology and forces humanity down a path where it must find a way to maintain civilization. This war gets pretty
Okay.
complicated, with the Titans living as brains in giant crab-like war machines called Cymex, telekinetic sorceresses and poisonous drugs, and the machines unleashing a deadly plague on humanity, and the discovery of the effects of the spice melange. The machines are finally
Oh,
defeated in the
shit.
Battle of Corrin, which ends with the Butler family changing their name to Corrino and establishing a new empire. But most importantly, the Battle of Corrin sees Vorian Atreides, son of the Titan Agamemnon, as the hero of the Butlerian Jihad. During this same battle, Abelard Harkonnen, who disobeyed Vorian's orders, was labeled a traitor and was banished, thus starting the Atreides-Harkonnen feud that would last for the next 10,000 years. In the Great Schools of Dune trilogy, we pick up 80 years after the defeat of the machines, to when many of the organizations which hold the Imperium together first fully formed. We see the beginnings of the Bene Gesserit sisterhood as it grew from the remnants of a society of sorceresses. And now that humanity no longer uses computers, the Mentat school has begun training humans to advance their minds to compute mass calculations and projections. And with no artificial intelligence to help travel the vast distances of space, an early form of the Spacing Guild has used spice to create navigators, evolved humans who use prescience to foresee safe paths for their ships among the stars and planets. The new Corrino Empire is still forging the balance of power between its imperial authority, the navigators' control over commerce and travel, and the remnants of the Butlerian Jihad, as it battles any humans who remain
I
sympathetic
think I
to
remember
machine
someone saying it's actually unknown how far the future Dune really is. Supposedly it's 30,000 years, but there's possibly 100,000 years of Dark Ages that's unaccounted for. Ooh, damn. That's crazy.
technology. During all of this, though,
That's
the
insane.
Sisterhood has begun manipulating the seats of power behind the scenes and has initiated its breeding program. The Sisterhood hasn't fully developed into the Bene Gesserit at this point and hasn't begun breeding a Kwisatz Haderach like Paul. For now, though, their goal is to selectively breed leaders that they can control so that those leaders won't lead humanity down a dark path, like during the dark times of the Butlerian Jihad. It is in this trilogy, in Sisterhood of Dune, that we meet a young Valia Harkonnen, the head of the Sisterhood in Dune Prophecy. We also meet her younger sister, Tula Harkonnen, and a few other important members of the Sisterhood, such as the first ever Reverend Mother Rakella Berto Anarul and Sister Dorothea. Oh yeah, and Vorian Atreides is still around thanks to the fact that his father was one of the evil titans and injected him with an advanced life extension treatment, so the main Atreides character is a few hundred years old at this point. He may have also spent a lot of that time traveling the known universe and doing some of his own breeding experiments, if you know what I mean.
Hey,
So, with all of that backstory out of the way, we can finally take a look at Dune Prophecy. We're going to dive into this early stage of the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood, look at who all of these new characters are, and possibly what plot lines we could see unfold in this new story. By the time of Dune Prophecy, the threat of thinking machines and advanced technology still looms over this time period as humanity attempts to build a new empire and power structure. The Sisterhood has become an illustrious school for young women, a place where many royal houses send their daughters for training in political sciences, history, and even martial arts training. The Sisterhood has also become a valuable resource for the Emperor and the royal houses, as it trains its acolytes to become
So they're like
truthsayers.
Black Widows
In a
with
world
a
without
coven.
computers, truthsayers have become personal advisors to those in power, providing counsel, guidance, and, most specifically, the ability to tell if someone is lying or not. The trailers show how these truthsayers have been placed in many of the powerful noble houses, and even in the Emperor's palace itself, pulling the right political strings from the shadows to influence the Imperium as the Sisterhood sees fit.
When my life gets crazy, my good food
Yo.
are the first to go.
Fast is perfect for when I don't have.
We'll get to see how the Sisterhood School trains many of its acolytes, with many of the new characters created for this series. These young women usually hailed from noble houses, but others had been raised solely by the Sisterhood itself. The Sisterhood would sometimes keep an acolyte's parentage a secret so that they would only remain loyal to the Sisterhood. Additionally, an acolyte's genetic information was sometimes withheld in case she was part of the Sisterhood's larger plans. This method was still in practice during the events of Dune, with Lady Jessica never knowing her true father until much later in her life. Now in the trailers, we get a few brief shots of the first ever Reverend Mother, Rakella Berto Anarul. She is quite old by the time of the show and began forming the Sisterhood back during the Butlerian Jihad. In the books, she was a doctor during the war and discovered some of the healing properties of spice while researching a cure for the machine-released plague. Rakella survived the plague herself, and after also surviving a poisoning attempt, she developed her body's ability to process poisons, and this in turn unlocked her other memory. Thus, Rakella became the first ever Reverend Mother and began her new life's work to improve human beings and their natural abilities. She then formed the Sisterhood to train other women to do the same and initiated a genetic breeding program to isolate certain genetic traits. On top of all of that, she is actually a granddaughter of the great war hero Vorian Atreides. Among the many adepts under her training, she had two protégés, her granddaughter Dorothea and another steadfast acolyte, Valia Harkonnen. In the books, Dorothea and Valia were best frenemies during their training, but eventually brought forth a schism in the early Sisterhood. Dorothea followed the anti-machine beliefs of the Butlerians and strictly forbade any of the sisters to use advanced technology. Valia is a pragmatist who will use whatever tools necessary, including the Sisterhood itself, to advance her goals. We see a quick shot in one of the teasers with young Valia and Dorothea standing in front of Rakella, so we will probably get to see some backstory of their rivalry. Clearly, Valia becomes the head of the Sisterhood by the time of Dune Prophecy, but it looks like we'll have to wait and see how the show adapts Valia's rise to this position of power. Valia Harkonnen is a dangerous character.
Oh, so we're gonna be
The
like
Harkonnens have
bouncing
lived
back
in the
and
shadow
forth.
of her great-grandfather's alleged treason during the final battle of the Butlerian
Okay.
Jihad. Long
Yeah,
before the
yeah,
Harkonnens
breeding
were
program
even
is
granted fiefdom of
crazy.
Gedi Prime, they lived in exile on the icy planet of Lenkavale as they harvested whale fur for a living. Yes, whale fur. Young Valia and her brother Griffin aimed to reclaim the proper glory meant for House Harkonnen. While Griffin had political ambitions, Valia joined the Sisterhood to gain powerful footholds in the Imperium. At a young age, Valia was a formidable fighter, and even trained as a swordmaster for a time. But her combat skills aren't her most dangerous assets. Valia developed and perfected one of the Bene Gesserit's most powerful abilities, the voice. The voice allows a sister to command someone with the right words and tones. In the film adaptations, we see Reverend Mother Mohayim use the voice on Paul. Jessica uses the voice on the Harkonnen soldiers, and eventually Paul, a Bene Gesserit trained male, uses the voice on the Fremen. In the Dune Prophecy trailers, we can see a few shots of young Valia, and later older Valia, using the voice to command both Dorothea and Desmond Hart. And a quick fun side note, the voice developed from Frank Herbert's ideas of human beings advancing their inherent abilities. We, as
I feel
normal
like he's
everyday
about to get
people, use
spoilery,
voice
so
all the time.
I think we're gonna
Frank
move on
Herbert
to the next
understood that
video
if you
because
know a
I
person
feel like
well
he's getting a
enough,
little
you can
spoilery.
actually elicit any
I do.
response
I
from
feel
them
like
that
I
you
feel like
want,
he's about to get
basically by
spoilery. I
saying
just
the
feel it
right
in my
thing in the
bones.
right way. For example, actually, Adam. Yeah. Oh no, actually, come here real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And that's how you use the voice. I just commanded Adam to do something.
Nah, that's crazy.
He hates me right now. Obviously, with films and television being visual and auditory mediums, the voice has to be stylized quite a bit, but it is believable that human beings, 20,000 years into our future, could develop this everyday skill into some sort of supernatural power. And sure, you can think of the voice like Jedi mind tricks, but it's different and way cooler, and definitely the only thing that Star Wars stole from Dune. Anyways, back to Valia Harkonnen. This series will show her early days training to become a sister and her eventual rise to power as the Mother Superior of the Sisterhood. And as we see in the trailers, she aims to place a sister on the Imperial throne. But will her Machiavellian machinations intertwine with the remnants of House Harkonnen as its leaders play the political games of the Landsrat? We'll just have to wait and see if the Harkonnens end up sticking around after this show. But there is another Harkonnen who actually puts the sister in sisterhood, and that is Tula Harkonnen, Valia's younger sister. Tula has quite the complicated relationship with Valia.
Hey,
but she has
yo,
always been
thank you for the
obedient,
follow.
remaining a pawn
Kevin
in
over there
Valia's
on
schemes.
Twitch. How you
In
doing,
the
man?
books, Valia brought the young Tula into the sisterhood and trained the young girl to become a weapon. In Dune Prophecy, it looks like Tula will continue following Valia, harboring many secrets for both themselves and the sisterhood. The trailers also reveal a few short moments of young Tula as well, which makes me think we may see some of Tula's dark past and formative moments as she obeyed Valia's bidding. And you can't have Harkonnens without the Atreides as well. But the only member of Paul's ancient family tree we see in the trailers is Kieran Atreides, a new character created for this show.
It's pretty
At this
insane.
point in the book timeline, the war hero Vorian Atreides is thought to be long dead. But he previously fathered numerous Atreides clans on various planets throughout the Imperium. We don't know exactly which Atreides line Kieran hails from, but his training as a swordmaster and the legendary Atreides name itself seems enough to grant him a position in the Imperial Palace training Princess Inez. Next up, we meet the royal family members of House Carino. Emperor Haviko Carino, Empress Natalia Arat Carino, Princess Inez, and her brother Constantine. These are the ancestors of the final Padishah Emperor, Shaddam IV, whom we meet in Dune and who abdicates the throne to Paul. At this stage in the Imperium, the power structure among the ruling factions is still precariously balanced. The Spacing Guild continues consolidating its control on space travel, and the spice trade continues developing into the bureaucratic monopoly we know it as by the time of Dune. The early Bene Gesserit continue finding their calculated places in the shadows to influence the Imperium. But the Emperor maintains power at this point in name only. The Carinos have not formed their fanatical Sardaukar army that we meet in Dune. Therefore, they do not yet rule with any sort of military supremacy. Emperor Haviko now rules after his father, Roderick Carino. Roderick was a well-respected emperor who quelled the remaining fanatics of the Butlerian Jihad. He also brokered the deal that officially formed the Spacing Guild. Readers met Haviko as a young child in the books, but now he must continue uniting many of the disparate worlds of the known universe under one empire, all while remaining vigilant against other powerful noble houses.
2024 really been the year of
in
the
one
villains,
short story,
right?
we meet a young Emperor
Like
Haviko negotiating
all
a
the
potential
movies
marriage
and
to
shows
help
have been
unite a
all about
confederation of
villains
worlds
this
into his
entire
larger
year.
empire. But in Dune Prophecy, we meet
The
Empress
villains and the
Natalia
bad
Arat,
guys, you know what
another
I'm
new
saying?
character created for the show. Chances are their marriage was most likely arranged for political purposes, but we'll just have to wait and see how much Natalia may or may not sway Havico's decisions. Princess Inez looks to follow suit as we can see her involved in a marriage ceremony in the trailer. But she may already be sheathing swords with her swordmaster Kieran Atreides. Not just a pampered royal awaiting her time to take the throne, Inez is a fighter, and we'll get to see her and Kieran take on a troop of soldiers with their elite fighting skills. But more importantly, however, the Sisterhood has also been training Inez, and she seems to be a pawn in the Sisterhood's schemes to gain influence and power over the Imperium. As for the remaining member of the royal family, Constantine, it's interesting to see that he is not the heir apparent, so there may be more to the royal family than the trailers reveal. And the show has yet another new character within the palace walls, and he is the mysterious Desmond Hart. All we know is that he is a charismatic soldier with an enigmatic past, and the key word in that description is charismatic. Frank Herbert wrote Dune because he believed, quote, charismatic leaders ought to come with a warning label on their forehead, may be dangerous to your health. And as we can see in the most recent trailer, charismatic leaders can evoke strong fanaticism among their followers, even in someone as powerful as the Emperor. Desmond claims to have some sort of power. The trailers showed Desmond appearing to counsel the Emperor, claiming that he himself can provide the truth to Havico. We then see Desmond leading a group of elite soldiers, possibly even the beginnings of the Emperor's Sardaukar army. We also
10
know
minutes
from the
until the
trailers that
show,
Desmond
chat.
wants to eliminate the threat of the Sisterhood. So, is Desmond foreshadowing a warning for future tyrannical leaders such as Paul, or even worse? Will the Sisterhood need to change their plans for the future to prevent threats such as Desmond? This looks to be a completely new danger to this early version of the Bene Gesserit. But what long-term effects will it have on the Sisterhood?
Best 200-word essay
Yo.
in 10 minutes will win $200.
W video
No,
for
I'm
real.
gonna win.
They're both writing about the
The show itself is titled Prophecy, so this may be where the Sisterhood's plans for the future come into play and where one of Dune's most important themes comes to light. The Dune saga constantly plays with how both history and the future can be manipulated. Victors can write the history books however they wish, and prophets can interpret visions of the future correctly or incorrectly. Much like how Lord of the Rings recounts past eras, like the Years of the Trees, or how A Song of Ice and Fire remembers the Age of Heroes, or even Warhammer 40k regards the Dark Age of technology. So does Dune remember the time of the Great Revolt, often with many of the finer details glossed over. And as characters like Paul foresee the future, they are liable to misinterpret or affect their future to happen differently than projected. In the Dune books, we read many examples of how history is recounted, but then we see how events actually played out. Princess Irulan tells the legends of Muad'Dib as some sort of heroic tale, but we as the readers get to see Paul stumble around in the desert before he rises to power. Even the Reverend Mother Gaius Helen Mohiam recounts the times of thinking machines to Paul, but differentiates between what history has taught him and what he should actually know. Throughout the Dune saga, we must constantly interpret the point of view of whoever records history. But in the Legends of Dune and Schools of Dune trilogies, and now also in Dune Prophecy, we get to see what actually happened in comparison to how past events may have been remembered or recounted. We also see how the early Bene Gesserit sisterhood differs from how we come to know them by the time of Dune. And more specifically, we may discover just how much Valia Harkonnen's point of view of both history and prophecy will affect the future. Anyways,
That's crazy, yo. Oh, God, I don't want any of that. I don't want any of what's going on there. Get away from that. Yo, that's crazy, though. I definitely wasn't ready. I had no idea. Like, the lore is so deep and rich. And literally, like, I can see the connections to every, like, a whole bunch of other material from that. That's crazy. That's insane. Yo, I'm hyped, you guys. I'm hyped for Dune Prophecy. It's about to drop in about 7 minutes, yo. So let's check
Dune
out
is
this
about
next
to get an
video. Let's
HBO
get it
show
popping,
like
man.
House of the Dragon, and it will explore a war against machines and the rise of the Empire and the Bene Gesserit. Welcome back to Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Aries. So, after the amazing Dune Part 2, we're all waiting for the next film. But later this year, we're getting more Dune with the prequel series, Dune Prophecy. The show will be set 10,000 years before the events of the movies. Now, the show is going to explore the creation of the
10,000
Bene
years
Gesserit
is just
and how they
crazy
influence the
amount to,
prophecy
like,
that
go
allows
into
Paul
the-
to control the Fremen
the
and start
history.
a holy war. And before we get Rowan. I want to announce we have this new Spice Crispy shirt for sale at our merch store, ScreenCrushMerch.com, where we design all the merch ourselves. Guys, shopping our merch store is a great way to not only get a really fun shirt like this, I love the details in it, where you can see that instead of Kellogg's, it says Arrakis, there's a sandworm coming out of the bowl, but this also helps to support our channel so we can post videos like this one for you. You can find the link for the shirt down below. Dune Prophecy will be taking place in one of the most interesting eras in this universe, because humanity faced a dark age in the aftermath of a religious war against the machines that reshaped humanity for the next 10,000 years. So there's so much to explain about Dune Prophecy and what it means for the future of the Dune movies and other possible shows.
For thousands of years, we've been carefully crossing bloodlines to bring forth one.
So Dune Prophecy is going to come out on HBO Max in late 2024, and the show takes place 10,000 years before Paul Atreides came to Arrakis, fell in love with Chani, and also he kind of started a holy war.
Oops. Oops.
According to the official premise, the story will focus on two Harkonnen sisters who will establish
What makes
the
a
Bene
holy
Gesserit
war
as they
a
fight
holy
against
war?
forces
Like, what does that
threaten
even
the
mean?
future of humankind. This premise is really interesting, especially if you know what important era this show is exploring.
Why? What's so special about it?
Well, the show is based on Sisterhood of Dune, a prequel book written by Frank
Boom,
Herbert's son,
okay.
Brian, and Kevin J. Anderson. This book explored the formation of the Bene Gesserit and the consequences of the Machine Crusade.
Oh, so it was a bunch of sandworms fighting T-800s? Oh man, I am down for that.
Well, no, not exactly. The machines weren't exactly Cylons who wanted to kill all humans, and the war wasn't about freeing mankind from their evil machine overlords. Humans led a holy war against their AI creations, resulting in the complete destruction of all machines.
Why'd they destroy their robots?
Well, we're going to dive way deeper into the Crusade in a little bit, but basically, humans became too dependent on their technology, letting robots think for them.
R2-D2, you know better than to trust us.
10 years ago, we weren't even
they
farming
waged a
yet.
fanatical
Imagine
religious
10,000
crusade
years
to
of
destroy
computers and
all
space
machines.
exploration.
The Crusade was a pivotal
Damn.
moment in the Dune universe.
We weren't even
similar to how
farming
the
yet?
Clone
That's
Wars shaped the galaxy in Star Wars. A war that changed
crazy.
humanity forever, and its ramifications are at the center of what is happening in the show. But this was also the era when the Empire was formed and faced political turmoil that led to a galactic civil war. And this crisis is how the Bene Gesserit gained so much power for the next 10,000 years. Oh, and speaking of Dune, hey Doug, watch this.
Oh wow, when you put on that ring, Dune lady sings.
I know. All right, that's enough. So this ring is called transmutation. It's actually made from meteorite and 14-karat gold. Titled Dune Prophecy, the series will explore how the prophecy back to good screen. And as you can guess from the title Dune Prophecy, the series will explore how the prophecy in the Dune movies was created in the first place. But before that, we have to explain how the show was created and the many problems behind the series.
Oh, I got a bad feeling about that.
Well, the show
I didn't
was
know there
first
was
announced in
problems,
June
chat.
2019. Back then, Denis Villeneuve, the director of
2019,
was heavily
damn.
involved with the prequel. He was even going to direct the first episode. John Spates is the writer of the movies, and originally he was going to be the showrunner of the prequel. Villeneuve spoke about his interest in exploring the Bene Gesserit and how it seemed like this show was a slam dunk.
The congregation that influence politics from the shadows, that have access to all the leaders that are counselors and spies.
However, Villeneuve departed the project so he could focus on Dune Part 2. Spates left for a similar reason, but he sort of also was pushed out because of creative differences with the studio. Ever since then, the show has undergone many drastic changes. There was a revolving door of coming and going producers, showrunners, writers, directors, and actors. Production and the direction of the show was overhauled during filming.
That's never a good sign.
It never is. Then the production went on a hiatus last year because of all that overhaul and the writers and actors strike. But since then, it seems like the show has been back on track with Alison Shopkar hired as the new showrunner. She's previously
like me
worked
some
on
Westworld.
Season 4, Lost, Alias, and Altered Carbon. Anna Forrester was brought in to direct multiple
Altered
episodes.
Carbon,
and
I
she's
like me
previously
some Altered
directed one of my
Carbon.
favorite Westworlds in Season 3, Genre.
Welcome to Up Faith and Family.
Jesus! Revolving door is always bad.
Genre is this reality, man.
At the very
My
least,
boy.
the show will look good since the cinematographer is Pierre Gill, who worked on Blade Runner 2049. And they won't be using the volume like in the Star Wars shows, and instead, practical sets like in the movies. They finished filming in December 2023.
They really be hating
with
on the
show's
volume,
original
yo. I
title,
don't know
Dune,
why.
The Sisterhood
Everybody
changed
be
to
hating on the
Dune
volume.
Prophecy. So yeah, it was a problematic production to say the least. But hopefully, despite all of these problems, Dune Prophecy is going to be another great show like House of the Dragon and The Last of Us. I mean, no one really thought that a Game of Thrones prequel show would be any good after that final season, but House of the Dragon is freaking awesome. Obviously, it's very different circumstances, but it's HBO and it's Dune. So let's hope that things work out and all of the changes they made behind the scenes will only improve the final product.
Hey, I agree though. I agree. If that's what it is, then I'm hyped. You know, I'm hoping this is good, man. I'm not too nervous about this at all.
Positive vibes only.
Because this show, guys, has so much potential. It has a great cast with Emily Watson and Olivia Williams in the main roles. Mark Strong will be the Emperor. There's also Travis Fimmel from Vikings and Raised by Wolves. But more importantly, the story the show is going to explore is going to be huge. The show will focus on two Harkonnen sisters, Valia and Tulip.
Wait, Harkonnen sisters, aren't they like the bad guys?
True, the Harkonnens are the baddies in the movies, but in the prequel books, it's revealed that these two sisters created the Bene Gesserit sisterhood.
That's lit.
Well, they're more like Sith Lords or the Night Sisters of Dathomir from the Clone Wars. And the show will explore the creation of the sisterhood.
Oh, it's 1 minute, chat.
Power in the universe,
We are 1 minute out, yo. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize, yo. We're about to get into it right now. Yo, chat, I'm ready. I hope you guys are ready too. Because I know this show is about to be a straight up banger, man. We're only getting episode 1. We are not getting a 2-episode premiere, which I am kind of happy about and I'm kind of sad about at the same time. You know what I mean? I'm happy and I'm sad. So, you know, clap my hands and all that good stuff. Oh no, this is supposed to be for today. Yeah. What? I mean, yes. Okay. Let's start that. Let's start that Discord event. If you guys are in Discord, or if you're a Brovenger and you got that you level 1 Brovenger membership, then you will be able to have this full watch along available to you. But if not, then you ain't going to. Sorry. But what I can do is show you a little bit of something. It'll be able to pop up like this. It'll be there for a little second, and then it will disappear. So that's kind of how that'll be. And then of course I will also have subtitles here at the bottom for you guys. Let's see where that is. Let's see boom. The subtitles will be right there at the bottom for you. So I am ready to get into it, and I hope you guys are too. We will press play on 3, and we will all experience this episode together. So make sure you guys drop your final thoughts, theories, and questions before we get into season 1, episode 1 of Dune Prophecy. Okay? I'm hyped. I'm pumped. I hope you guys are hyped and pumped as well, because I think we're in for a straight up banger, chat. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I am so prepared. All right. So let's get it. Let's get it, man. Let's press on 3. All right, on 3. We will press play and start this episode. 1, 2, 3. All right, I know everybody doesn't have the ad-free version, so we will watch whatever this is, so we can all be together. And of course, those subtitles are there at the bottom.
This is very exciting.
Let's get it, yo! Make sure you guys drop a like and a share on the stream, because it's about to get spiffy in here. Did anybody see what the runtime was? Oh, it is an hour 14, something like that. It says.
Welcome to the pit.
So yeah, it's about an hour for show. That's crazy.
How far away we are from each other,
This is about to be a W.
What did you see?
I'm excited for this It show as well. Night of Seven Kingdoms, of course, excited for that. Last of Us. So many bangers coming from Max, man. Next year, we are having so many watch parties. It's actually insane. All right, chat. I hope all of you guys that do not have the ad-free version of Max are ready to get into the episode, because we will not be pausing or nothing else from here on out. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's get into it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, okay? Let's turn it up. And subtitles are on. Let's go. Ooh. Very similar opening to how we got with the other Dune movies. Love that.
What holds more truth? History or prophecy?
We're cooking. Oh my god! What the fuck? Oh my goodness! I wasn't ready. Holy shit, I wasn't ready. Holy this show's about to be crazy. Bruh, this show is about to be insane for sure. I was not prepared. Thank you very much. The popcorn and drink container of the day. This is insane. Already, this is insane. Yo, that video basically just told us everything we got right here. Bruh, we are cooking right now. Bruh. It's really been the year of the witch, chat. Like from the Acolyte to Agatha. Now we got Dune Prophecy. Like, whoa. Oh my god. Yo! Oh! What the vision? Yo. This shit is fire right now, bro. Are you kidding me? What? Yo, what's up, Beezy? Oh. I'm actually having a really good time so far. Oh. She about to die. Oh.
I've been honing. One I'd hope to share with you. And I will.
Ooh.
If you bend.
Bend the knee.
I will never bend to you. Harkonnen. Then take out your blade. Drive it into your throat.
Oh shit. Yo. Damn. Damn. Yo. $30 years later. Holy shit. 116 years after the end of the Great Machine Wars. 10,148 years before the birth of Paul Atreides. Oh my god. We are cooking. Oh my goodness. Yo, let's get a temp check chat. How we feeling, yo? Let's get a temp check chat. How we feeling? Ooh, damn. Oh. Oh. So it's like some Wheel of Time shit going on right now. This shit is beautiful. Oh, damn. She hit the ground hard as hell. Oh. I do games for records. Oh. Oh. The politics are going crazy. Oh shit! Did she have to stomp her? Damn. Damn. Mm. Ooh. Mm. Mm. Oh. Oh shit. What the hell? What the hell was up with that? Is that her? Yo! That was crazy. Yeah, that was a cold one. Why did he do her like that? I love this show, by the way, you guys. Like, I'm having a wonderful time with this show. Little resentment? Oh. Look at the wee lad. Hey, yo. That's a wild thing to say. Yo, this is insane. Hmm. It's a good point. It's like, yo, everything you saying is the exact reason why you need to be worried. Oh, they put blood on a stool. Oh. Okay. So if I'm interpreting her vision correctly, then the seed is rotten that will be coming from them. Was not expecting that at all. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Bruh, it's going down. Hey, hey, I'm so happy everybody is with the shit right now, yo. They about to get hot. Hey, real question. Was there ever like any type of drug back in the day that people snorted? Because nothing is really ever new. You know what I'm saying? Like, did they like back in the day in medieval times? They snorting shit? Was they chopping up freaking opium or something? Goddamn poppy seeds and snorting it like.
Hello there.
Well, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said those words to that man. He about to kill somebody now. This shit is awesome. Oh. Okay, it's about to get horny, chat. It's getting horny. How horny is it about to get? This is Max. Oh. It's getting. Oh, okay. It's semi horny. The club music is insane while that's happening. I'm trying. It's like I want to dance, but people are having intercourse. It's very confusing. Oh, that's right. That's right. Ooh. Okay. Oh shit. What? Oh. Is it bruh? Oh, they don't know that they can do this yet. Could you imagine? Can you imagine how they felt when they found out that they could rot into worms? Bruh. Oh my god, that had to be terrifying to see for the first time from someone else. Does bro have a light following? Oh, no, it's bruh. Is he about to kill the kid, chat? Oh my god, is he about to kill the kid? Oh shit, is he about to kill the kid? Is this a blood and cheese moment? Mm. He about to kill. Oh my god. Egad! He killed him! with his mind and whoa. Oh my god! What the fuck just happened? Holy what the hell just happened? That was crazy. Whoa, buddy, that was wild. I definitely wasn't prepared for any of the things that just happened right now. Like, holy shit. That was crazy. What the hell? Yo, okay, and then we got the new trailer that's about to for what's gonna be coming ahead as well. Let's definitely check this out. What in the world?
We are up against something more powerful than we are. We don't know how to fight it. We're in a time of crisis. Protect the sisterhood at all costs.
Oh,
open your
this
eyes,
shit is about to get crazy.
So blind, you can't see the truth.
You are the strongest among us.
We should be leaders of the Imperium. This complacency is a disease.
Oh,
the past
shit.
Branded us, but the future can redefine the Harkonnen name. Hard choices will have to be made. When have I ever shied away from hard choices?
We are all just pieces on the board to be played in the pursuit of power.
There are predators in our midst. The hard line must be drawn.
Yo.
There are many who would turn their weapons against us. This man pledges his
What the hell?
Karina is slipping through our grasp. There is something that we are not seeing. It is countering our every move. You think you can replace me?
I always wondered what your greatest fear would be. Now I have seen it.
Brother, what the hell?
Make me their puppet.
Your sisterhood does everything with a purpose.
And all to what end?
You give any person that much power, their only path becomes to try and preserve it.
What if there was something I could do to help?
Still your breath. Focus your mind. We need you.
What the
f? Is in no giving mode.
It's time to change tactics. I won't fail.
She cares nothing for this
Yo!
house, only herself.
All you Harkonnens are cowards. I will not apologize for my strength.
What's up?
Two wolves, one to feed, with no care for the cost.
Never trust a Harkonnen.
Sorceress!
The reckoning is coming. Let it come.
What the hell? Yo! Let's go! That is amazing. That's amazing. I'm ready. I'm ready. I didn't know what we were in for today. I'm ready. Bring it on. Bring it on. Yo, bring it on. And I'm so happy we only had one episode today as well. Like, that is a W. Oh my goodness, chat. Holy, that was insane. Yo, I want to know how you guys are feeling, yo. Let me know how we're feeling about this episode in the comment section down below. Please be sure to drop all of your thoughts, theories, and questions about episode 1 in the comment section down below. I'm about to get into the review for this episode, and then we can discuss it more afterwards. Okay, so jump in the comments. Let me know how we're feeling. Let me know how you like this episode. Actually, give me a grade for this episode. A, B, C, D, F. Chat. What would you grade episode 1 of Dune Prophecy? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay. We just got done watching. Let's do it again. We just got done watching episode 1 of Dune Prophecy, and man, this show exceeded all the expectations that I had in a crazy way, because I really didn't have a lot of expectations going into this show. I am not well versed in the Dune area of things, or I've seen the movies, and I think the movies are incredible, and I think they did an amazing job with those movies. And I think that this show does a really good job of establishing that it's a part of the same universe, but at the same time, it's going to be kind of doing its own thing. It kind of has the similar start, the way that the Dune movies do, with kind of the one-liner at the beginning. And I think that's a beautiful way to kind of just bring everything in. And with this entire story being about the prophecy, I think they did a really good job of linking it all together. I think we started in a crazy way, because I had no idea we were going to be getting straight up just like these visuals of seeing how the robots basically were taking over everything. Like I wasn't ready for that, and it was amazing to see. That was one hell of a way to start this episode, for real. And then I really enjoyed the way that we kind of get this exposition mixed with the showing and the telling, and I like when we kind of get that aspect of things, right? When we're able to kind of get the visual aspects of what's going on while we're also hearing the main character kind of explain it to us, and it kind of, I don't want to say it holds our hand, but we are properly led through the lore in order to get to a place of understanding, okay, this is we understand this world and universe and where we came from point A to point B. And I think it's really cool, actually, that they put so much lore in these episodes, because before we actually checked this episode out, we were watching kind of some lore videos to kind of get us ready for this episode, for this show, and the show actually went over every single thing that we heard about in the video. So I think that's actually pretty good on the showrunners, on the writers, and everyone, because they properly fed us all of the information that we need to know about what's going on right now. I think this is also one of the shows where we're gonna have to watch it again and again in order to really get a good feel for what's going on here. But it still really led us to a good understanding of who these characters are, what they've done, and really kind of the start of the Bene Gesserit. I don't even know if they're called the Bene Gesserit yet, but giving us these seeing how these political threads have been sown and how they've been kind of leading to one thing for a while. And that was just something that was really it was really good to see. I like the fact that we got so much in this one episode. I mean, it was at minimum it was an hour long, right? And in that hour, I think it was properly used to give us a good understanding of the entire context of where we are within this world. The world building was it did good. It did good. And then we also got a wonderful way we got to see how the characters were developed in a wonderful way, right? I think it's pretty obvious that we're going to be seeing this show kind of take place in different uh two different time periods where we see like them when they're younger and see what kind of made them the character that we get to see them be as they're older. And I appreciate that like quite a bit. It's like, okay, awesome, we get to see so much. And the cast is stacked, and everyone in this show has so far has been doing a damn good job of everything. Like, and I think we get a good introduction to these characters, and we see the, I don't want to say the weight, but we see that there is a weight that they put on their shoulders. Each character feels like they have to be somebody. They have to live up to what someone else's expectations of them are, whether it be I think her name is Tula and her sister Valia, right? Like Tula is always trying to kind of like not stick up for her sister, but live up to her sister. And that's something that, you know, I appreciate. And another thing that I really appreciate about this show is it leaned into the visions, right? It leaned into the visions of these are basically space witches, like for all intents and purposes, right? So they are going to be seeing the future. They're going to be seeing all these other visions. And I think it did a really good job of leading us into it. Dune did a really good job of that as well, right? When we see Paul have these different visions about all these different things and things that could happen or things that are going to happen, and seeing the past, like it was a really good way to weave everything together. And then when we see to see how important the worm is, I can't think of what the worm thing is actually called. I don't think it's just called the worm, but to see how important that is to where it pops up in multiple visions in these different ways, it's like, okay, we're really sewing some threads together here. And especially from not knowing the entirety of the Dune universe. Like I don't know the Duneverse very heavily, but watching this show, I feel like we are sewing some good threads and giving proper lore that really needs to be established, because 100% I don't think this was anything that we were told from the movies, right? Like we're told about how we are shown very heavily right now how nobody is dealing with anything robotic, any of the automaton AI, nothing. No, they're like, nah, what? And that thing was just a little lizard, and the entire crowd was going crazy and ready to lose their minds over it. And I was like, oh yeah, bro, we are in a whole nother time right now. And it was good to see the way that these political threads are literally being sown by everybody from when they are young to when they old. Okay, like it does not change. Like at all times they are doing their damnness to try to, you know what I mean. They're trying to get to where they need to go. Everybody was, and it was kind of insane to see how that was going down. I really wasn't prepared for it, but I really loved it. And then we get we get so many cool moments and some beautiful shots. Like the cinematography was truly on a 10. And seeing them kind of go up against each other in this moment, and seeing her people kind of like kneel with her and like follow what she says, and everybody else is like, what the hell is going on? I really love that. It shows that there are so many things happening. There's so many things going on. And Valia she was not going for it, right? She wasn't going for it. She wasn't letting shit slide. And I love the way that this show, everything is going to be compared to Game of Thrones. Obviously, that's just what it does. But I think this show does a proper job of being separate, setting itself aside, setting itself apart. There we go. I think it does a really good job of setting itself apart from something like a Game of Thrones, or like even like The Expanse and these other shows that are very, broad and they have all of these narratives and going on. Like I think it's really a solid. This does a good job of holding its own weight, already. And I mean, of course, there's 2 movies that are prior to this, but basically it fits well with those 2 movies. Like, I don't think that the production value has went down too much through it. You know what I mean? Like, things look just as damn good. Like, the beginning of this, again, the beginning looked incredible. I was not prepared to start. I was not prepared to start the show with the just giant robots fighting. Like, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. It looked awesome from the jump. And I think that the rest of the show, even from what we saw from what we'll see next, like, look at this, look at that, beautiful. This is beautiful. I love it. I actually want a movie all about this. Give me this in a movie. Give me how we got to this point in a movie right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about that. It looks so good. Like, I need to know what got us to that point. And then it was also crazy to see, this is 10,000 years ago, mind you. So there are so many world building things that are getting built upon in this one episode, all the way down to, or well, not necessarily down, but all the way up to when we see these 2 arguing, right? And then she first uses the voice, like, woo! Like, what in the world? Like, it's so crazy to see the voice be used in this other way now. Like,
A new skill I've been honing.
I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready, man. I wasn't ready for that to happen. And then she's like, what's going on? And she's like, oh yeah, this is something new that I've been working on. So we are literally seeing the building blocks of the things that go on to be so important in Dune. Like, we see her use it for the first time here, and then we go on to see Paul using it to, freaking persuade an entire audience of people. And we just see that she was with it. Like, bro, take yourself out immediately. And she does it. And it was over just like that, yo. Like, we got things to do, and we can't have you in the way of the things that we're going to be doing for the foreseeable future. When I say I was not ready, I was not prepared, man. And I think we did a really awesome job of giving us all of the, like, setting up how important they were back then in the past. And then we get that 30 years. Hold on. I want to actually see what that said when we see the 30 years have passed. Because it gives us it gives us good lore that we need, baby. There's a lot of tidbits of lore that are just dropped here and there, to where I think if you can watch this show probably multiple times, and you'll be able to kind of get a really good, a way better understanding, or a way better view of what's going on. So it says 30 years later, 116 years after the end of the Great Machine Wars, 10,148 years before the birth of Paul Atreides. Like, come on, man. We are absolutely cooking. That's all I can continue to say, is that they are absolutely cooking with the show, giving us all the world building, the background, letting us know where we are within the timeline. That's what we need, baby. That's what we need. And then they do a good job of introducing all the new characters that we see popping up, that are no doubt going to be important. And I love it. I think it did a really good job. I think they did the job that they set out to do with this first episode. And I believe there's 8 episodes in total for Dune Prophecy. So so far how they've been handling it, I think all of the time is going to be used quite wisely. And it was the dynamic of seeing them as younger sisters to now older sisters. We barely saw the dynamic between them as younger sisters, but it fits to what we see with them now. And I'm happy that we're going to kind of be seeing more of them younger and older, and kind of going back and forth, and being able to view all those different things. And again, it looks just like all the planets and the like, everything just looks so good, bro. Like, everything was looking good. Especially after watching other things like The Expanse, which I think is probably one of the closest things that you could Foundation, Expanse. Those are 2 things that you can kind of put in this bubble of, like, futuristic type of things going on, but also it's not very futuristic, because it's still like you know what I mean? It's futuristic and it's not futuristic at the same time. I think they did a very good job of blending those two things together. And Mark Strong, holy, like we just saw him in the Batman, and now he's back again, and he's doing an even better, like he's doing an incredible job. Loved the use of the sign language between the Bene Gesserit here, showing how much they really do control everything. Like we got to see how the we got to see so many layers. This episode was layered in so many ways, like with lore, and just allowing us to understand what can happen next. And even in the movies, after this one episode, I feel like we could understand a lot about the Bene Gesserit. I feel like you could go and watch Dune right now and have an even different perspective just from this one episode of knowing all of this new lore that was not, there in the movies. And even seeing his character talking to her, and he's like, what do you think I should do? I'm feeling played, for lack of better words. What's happening here? And they all look around, and it's like, okay, I trust in you. I will do what you say. And it's just like, damn, like they are literally the voice. They are the voice, right? That's what it's happening. They are the voice of the person more than anyone else. And I love that. I love that. I mean, the lore is going crazy. We are seeing so many different levels of things, especially being able to see them younger and then seeing them older, and how they are now trying to teach the other students, or the other students that are there in the academy, whatever the hell is going on here. I think it all works out. I think it all works pretty well. I like that we got the little like training montage. Like we got to cover so much ground in this episode. It's really insane. Like we saw characters training and getting stronger. We got lore about things that happened 30 years ago, 10,000 years ago, right now, which is also 10,000 years. Like, bro, I don't even understand how they accomplished so much, and like they really did accomplish a lot. The table is set, as I like to say with these first episodes. That's the thing that I try to look for the most, is when we have a first episode, does it set the table? Do we know, have we sat down? Did we get a menu? Did they take our order? Did they ask if we wanted drinks? Did they bring said drinks? And now are we eating appetizers? Like that's what I need to happen in a first episode, and I think that is exactly what occurred here. I can't remember any of these characters' names right off the top of my head at this moment, but I really like this dude, and he reminded me of I can't think of Bruh's name. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name, but he's in Sons of Anarchy. He's in, I think, King Arthur, if I'm not mistaken. And he's also in Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon as a similar character like this. And that's what it made me think of immediately. And I think that was awesome too. I think they did a really good job of giving us these characters point of views, man. Like not even point of views, but their desires. Like we know what every character wanted. And I don't know how we were able to do that when we never knew any of these characters until right now. When people are dying, or when everything is happening, even as they're using their ability, as she's using her ability to watch him and pay attention to what he's doing, we just saw that be done with the girls that were training. So we're getting taught magic, and then said magic is being used immediately after, in a way to be like, oh, so that's what they were doing before. You know what I mean? Like it's a really good, they did a good job, man. I'm not surprised because Dune was already amazing, but I am surprised because I didn't think we were going to be getting so much ground covered in this first episode, but we really did. We really did, chat. And then we also find out that I can't remember anyone's names right now because we just watched the episode. But little bro right here, I knew from the start that he was gonna be a menace because he pulled up looking like Bully. If y'all have ever played the game Bully, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like that's what little bro looked like. I immediately was like, oh, look at him. Look at the wee lad. He looks like someone. He actually looks like somebody. What's going on? I can't think of who the wee lad looks like, but I know that I knew he was gonna be a menace. You know what I mean? You know when you see a kid and you be like, ah man, he's about to mess with me, ain't he? That's how I knew he was gonna be tripping. And he was. he was in fact tripping like that. and we proceed to see a marriage. I don't know if this was the marriage. It didn't seem like it was the marriage because I feel like people kept saying if the marriage continues or if the marriage goes through or whatever, then we'll be married or whatever. So I don't know if they were actually married here, but it was just all crazy to see. And this, I believe we even got to see this from uh her mentor's vision. I can't think of, I'm sorry, I can't think of anybody's names. But the visions that we saw in this episode, some came to fruition and some we're gonna have to see continue in the next episode, right? Like we're gonna have to see it going on and where it goes from here. And I think that's awesome. And I love the way we got to see just so much. And then of course, Lobra being a menace. I like when we see these little robot things or I don't know what these things are called again, but I like that when we see it, everybody immediately is like, "Oh my goodness, what's happening? Oh, this is bad. This is not good." You know, and it definitely seems like it's an offense that is, you know, you'll die basically if anybody sees that you're doing it. And unfortunately, he did die because of that. Oh, damn! Which I wasn't ready for. Like we are in full Game of Thrones territory. We got this woman got to marry this child, straight up murder, witchcraft, and then you know, child murder. So what I mean, that's basically Game of Thrones. Like this was crazy. I just was not. I was just so not prepared for any of the things that happened. And then, excuse me, whew, I need some water. And it was crazy to see this moment right here because I was immediately thinking about like the blood and cheese moment that we just saw in House of the Dragon, and that ends up being exactly what happens from this altercation that they have, this interaction, excuse me, that they have. It's just a brief interaction of them discussing things, and he's like, man, well. He's like, if only the gods could free me from this wedding, I would be a believer then. And then you could just tell by the look on bro's face that he was going to murder a child. Like that is the look of a child. That's the look of a man. Maybe I could just murder the kid. You know what I mean? Like that is the look. That's what that look looks like. Exactly. So I didn't think we were going to be going there like in this episode, but we did. Like we went there completely. And then we got to see, there was some love making going on, for lack of better words. She was like, yo, I'm about to marry this kid and get taken out. So let's do the boogaloo so we can, cause I'm about to be on the other side of the world. Don't know if that was the best idea, but hey, she did it. And here we are. And here we are. You know what I'm saying? And it was also really dope to see like the reveals of all these different things. I don't know if they've seen the worms before, but to see the way he's like watching a video that just gets sent to him and he's like, what the hell is going on here? And then we're watching it too, like, what the hell is going on here? And then it's like, oh wait, this is terrible. Like this isn't good at all. Like isn't this part of the vision? Isn't this someone's vision that we saw occur here? Like, damn, this is wild, bro. I just can't believe that there was so much happening in this episode, man. There was literally so much going on, and I couldn't handle it. And then we find out that this man has the mind powers to give somebody leprosy, and it was very sad to see. He basically he killed that poor boy right there in front of our eyes, and there was nothing that we could do. And he burned him alive. I don't know. I just don't understand. And then he also burned the other woman alive that wasn't there, or someone else did that. So it's like we got not terrorists, but like we got evangelists somewhere that we gotta watch. I don't know how this is possible that two people in completely different places are going through the same thing. So that means they gotta watch whoever is there at their school. I don't even know. I'm sorry. I don't know any of the names. I will hopefully by next week I can remember these things a little bit better. But it was really sad to see so many people get taken out in the first episode that just seems I didn't think they were gonna die. I don't know. I didn't think anybody was gonna die, to be completely honest. So the fact that we got more than one death in this first episode definitely took me out. And they looked sorry to say, but the deaths looked like they looked pretty good. Like to see someone get singed alive like that was crazy. And they did a good job of making it look like oh yeah, this person has been this person is gone, man. Like that is brutal. That's brutal. And I was just not I wasn't ready for it. So I want to know how you guys felt about this first episode, because I think it was a freaking banger for sure. And then to end it with yet another vision. I mean, you guys know I love visions. So to have like 3 or 4 visions occur in one episode, that shit had me excited. Like, I'm excited for what we get for the rest of this series, man, because wow, we have really started it off with a banger. But let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section down below. Let me know all your thoughts, theories, and questions about Dune Prophecy Episode 1. Yo, this show was amazing, and I really want to know how we're all feeling in the comment section down below. Boom, chakalaka. All right, man. That was a banger episode, chat, yo. We just got done with the review, so now let's hop into chat. Talk to me, because you know I talk back. You know what I'm saying? That was wow, that was freaking awesome. That was freaking dope. That was incredible, yo. Like, whoa. Like, whoa, what's up, chat? How we feeling, man? Let me know how you're feeling in the comment section down below. Let's do this. Let's do grade episode 1 of Dune Prophecy. Oh, we're gonna go A, B, C, D. Oh, there's no. Okay, we're gonna go A, B, C, F, because we only got 4 options. That was awesome, yo. I really like that shit. That was that was way better than I expected it to be. And I don't know why I didn't expect it to be so good, but damn, that was a freaking banger for real. Like, wow. I really want to know how you guys are feeling about that episode, cuz damn. That was good. All right, let's see. Marius, you say you think the boy and the woman were bonded in some way? The murderer might not have known. Oh. But I don't think she would have been bonded to him, because she was the opponent's guy. You know what I mean? Guide. Or I don't know what the Bene Gesserits were called for the people, but you know, she was his witch. Like, right? She was Mark Strong's witch. And the boy belonged to the opposite side. So that's why I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, what's happening here? How did we? I don't know. I got a lot of questions. I need a couple of answers. HBO would never end a first episode on a child murder, says someone who's never seen Game of Thrones. But I mean, I didn't know Dune was going to be going there as well. Like, damn. Like, Dune went there. I think that Dune has properly set itself apart from other shows as well in this first episode. Like, seeing that giant robot thing go down, and And then also seeing the way that the ships were like flying to planets and just I think this show is I think this first episode was really a banger, chat. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm pretty hyped. Like I'm pretty hyped for the rest of this show, chat. Like I am. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am pretty hyped for the rest of this show off of that first episode. Wow. And make sure you guys drop all your thoughts, theories, and questions in the comment section down below. If you just want to show your support for what we do here at Marvel Bros, you can send a super thanks. But if you want your comment highlighted, or if you want me to deep dive into some lore, you can always send a super chat so we can jump into that. You know what I'm saying? The opening scene was reminiscent of The Matrix. Yeah, that opening scene was breathtaking. Like I can't say it enough. Like that opening scene literally set the tone. And I know they knew that it was going to do that, but just damn. Like damn. That whole whoa. I was not ready. Like, I really was not ready. Like, that shit had me entirely hype. Like, whoa. No, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Like, it had me entirely... Like, this was one hell of a way to start it, yo. Like, victory is celebrated in the light, but it is won in the darkness. Like, wow. And then we just start with a freaking banger. Like, oh my God, yo. I just was not ready. This is awesome. Like, this is so lit.
History says it was an Atreides who led them to victory.
What's happening? Like, what's happening?
While my great-grandfather deserted the fight.
Bruh, that shit is fire. I love it, yo. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That shit was amazing. I feel like the robot war can't really be over, else why introduce it? Now the robot war is over. Because it's like the robot war just ended, right? Like it's just done. I think I saw someone say they wanted it to kind of be, they wanted the robot war to be in this show and be reminiscent to the same way that it was with the Baratheon takeover of the Mad King and all that stuff, right? Like they talk about it all the time. It's something that has affected all of the characters. It affects the show in a major way, but you know, it's over though. You know what I mean? It's donezo. And I feel like that's where we are here now. Like all of Dune is the post. It's like Dune is the post-apocalyptic war. Like the outcome of that post-apocalyptic war that happened, you know, with the robots, which I think is pretty dope. It's like, yeah, this is how the story ends. This is how the story starts, is with the war ending. And it causes hella more, you know? Especially because there's like, I'm pretty sure we got like, what, 10K years? Right? Like 10,000 years after this is going on too, until the future. So it's like, damn, like there's so much happening, bro. Like, I feel like it's just insane. Like, it's like, whoa, like this is the world that we're in. This is what they're building off of. This is where we're continuing from. And they did a damn good job of setting that up, man. Like I am so hyped for the rest of this season. It's insane. I feel the scale was there too. Like the scale for everything was there because of just how beautiful it looked. Like the show was looking beautiful. Like, look at this. Like, this is beautiful right here. And it's like they did a damn good job with it. Like, they did a damn good job with it. I like it. I like it. I like what they've done. I like what they did with the place. Did we see the Bene Gesserit talking in their like their sign language, you know? 10,000 years is a long time to not go back to computers. How bad were they? They were pretty bad. If I'm not mistaken, they were like completely compliant on them, like literally like Wally, iRobot mixed together style. Like they didn't do anything at all for themselves. And it was like they created just the thing just became so integrated in their everyday life, and then there was like a full overtaking or like an uprising, and then that's what we saw at the beginning is them like fighting them to the death. And it's like, of course we did, like we saw here, we did see a little robot is still alive, right? So it's not completely over, but it's over a little bit. Bro did see a little like I can't think of his name, but the child killer, he definitely seemed like a robot. I don't know what his name was. I can't remember anyone's names right now. Like wow. They really went crazy with this first episode, man. I think we saw all the stuff that I saw everything I needed to see. Like I'm ready for next week's episode for sure. You know what I mean? And whenever you're left feeling like that, I'm like, yeah, baby, I'm satisfied. You feel me? Like I'm not gonna lie, that was like a 10 out of 10 for me, yo. Like they did all the things. Like yeah, exactly. And I think that's what the huge thing is here, right? Like, because I know, and another reason why they don't have computers and stuff as well is like they started literally training other people to be computers. Like the dude we see in Dune with the white eyes, his eyes go white, like he's the light skinned black dude, if I'm not mistaken. And he's a computer. Like he's basically their computer. Like it's like what the like a almost like a Furochemist, you know what I mean? Like they low key have like a Furochemist that has all the knowledge and is like basically a computer though. Like he's basically a computer and he does all the computing and all of the stuff like that instead, right? So now humans have become that, right? So instead of going in the direction of technology, they still use technology in a heavy sense, but in more ways they have like unlocked that they're trying to unlock the biological component to now make humanity more technical, like in a like computive, like they're computing shit and like everything about it is just crazy. That's why the queen mother at the beginning, right, that they were trying to take out the biological shit, because in Dune 2 the Karakin, whatever his name is, bruh, there's so many names right now. But the dude that Paul fights at the end of the movie, he was actually like the genetic thing that they were trying to make for all of these years, right? So we're seeing all of the stuff, like everything that's going on in Dune. It's going to be crazy to go back and watch Dune after this show, because we're going to have so much context as to what's actually going on, what the prophecy is, and how everything is actually like meshing together. And that's just going to be so dope. But yeah, like you said, it's like the religion is now the programming. Religion is now the computers. Everything is just in humans are now the AI. It's like, woo, creepy. And I need to know how bro was able to do that with his mind, right? Like, cause he like fried with his mind. Like, bro was mind fried. I don't know. I don't even know how that's possible. And then so was Homegirl. So I'm thinking that maybe that means they have like a insider amongst them. And it may be one of the girls that we see training right now. That would be a nice twist. I would love if that was something that happened there. Is it's like, oh no, it's one of the, it's the girl. Like, no, it's the girl. It's like, whoa, that would be insane. Honestly, that would be crazy. I'm so ready for that. I'm not gonna lie, that would be awesome. Dang. All the characters were dope here. Like, I didn't get to talk about Naz a lot in my review, but I really like Naz's character. I don't think she was as much of a standout as the other characters were in this episode, which I'm okay with. I feel like everything about this just worked really well. Like, we don't know a lot about Naz, like no one does. Like, I just like this. Like, yes, major White Tower vibes with the girls. I agree completely. There were so many vibes in this show from so many other things, right? It's like, damn. Like, whoa. I did get the Wheel of Time vibes. I got the Foundation vibes. I got the Expanse vibes. I got the Game of Thrones vibes. And that's why it's like, okay, this is its own thing because it's unique. And that's why it's making me think of all these other things because all these other things are dope. Like, I like that. Also, Princess for the Lion Throne. What does that mean? What do you mean, Princess for the Lion Throne? Oh, that's a lane track. Oh, okay. That's crazy. Yo, no, that, like, the parallels are insane, Marisu. The parallels are insane. Like, the parallels for things are insane. Like, it was like, whoa. This show is lit. Like, next week is gonna be awesome. And you said something at the beginning about how unique this show is. And I really wanted to highlight that point because I felt the same way. Yes, if this feels so artistically distinct, I agree with that completely. Like, it does. It does feel really, it feels very, like, when watching it, it was like, oh man, I don't know. It felt good. Like, it was like, oh, we just got all the things that we needed. I feel like, like I don't come out of this episode too confused. I come out of this episode like shocked. I come out of this episode like, holy shit, that was awesome. You know what I mean? Like, that's more how I come out of this episode. But wow, like they really set the tone. Like, they really, really set the tone. Like, that episode, this first episode felt like a movie. It felt like a movie, honestly. Because it was just really full. It was really filling. Like, it was proper, man. This was a banger. I definitely give this movie an A. I give this show an A. This first episode an A. A lot of this probably comes from history too. That's a good point. The politics was doing a good, like, the politics was politicking. Like, we know everything we need to know. Like, the spice, you know what I mean? Like, they're fighting over the spice. There's infighting. He needs bros. Like bro, like, wow. I don't know. What the hell? I don't know how we were able to get so much information. Like, I don't Like we covered a lot of ground, man. Cheers. Here's to episode 2, man. And I believe this is 8 episodes. I think I said that already, but I believe this is a 8 episode series, and I'm hyped, man. I am super hyped for this. Cuz they just did a solid job with that for sure. Man, I was gonna tell you guys to check to make sure you go to TV Time and add Dune Prophecy to your stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure TV Time is not working on the phone right now for whatever reason. I'm not sure what happened, but you know, it just, you know, it just happens like that. So yo, what's up with it, Victor? How you doing? My guy Victor said, I learned in this episode that 10,000 years may pass, but electronic music will still rock. I agree, bro, because they were going crazy in the club. We all fam, like they were going crazy with it, yo. I'm not gonna lie. Who was your favorite character? Awesome. We get a cast list here. Oh, I don't know I was gonna do that. Okay, we get some names and some cast members here. That's nice. I wanted to see a little something. If you guys don't know what this is, this app is TV Time. I don't know. I like, as far as I saw on my phone, it's not available in the App Store for iOS. But if you have an Android, you might be able to access it, or you just go to the website, which is app.tvtime.com. And it's a dope way to keep track of what you're watching. You can put all your stuff into it. You can write reviews. I'm actually gonna write my review when we're done with this. I'm gonna go in here into the, go to the episodes. It shows you all the episodes, when the next episode will come out. It gives you some of the names for them as well. So the next episode is going to be called Two Wolves. That's awesome. Sisterhood Above All for episode 3. Twice Born for episode 4. So we got some names for those. And yeah, only 6 episodes. I thought it was 8, but it's only 6 episodes actually. Damn. So we can click that first one. This is set up for the phone as well, so that's why it kind of looks like this. But you would come down, and then you can just check it out, look at it. You know, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just really like this app, and I think it's dope. I think it's dope. And then you can rate the episode out of 5 stars. I actually think this episode was dope, but you can say it was bad, okay, good. You can say it was great. You can say wow, and that's what I'm saying. I'm definitely saying it's wow, and then it lets you know what other people also said about it too. Like, bro, this shit is dope. This is dope. I don't know why Apple took it out of the app store, because I loved just going on my phone and doing and inputting all this stuff here there, but it was dope. And then you can say, how did you feel? I was definitely shocked. People said they were amused. People said they were thrilled. You know, it gives you all that, and then you can say who was your favorite character in this ep as well, and then you can kind of be like, oh, it was Inez, or it was Michaela, or Natalia. I really did like Natalia. I like Tula, but you know, I'm going with Valia for sure, because Valia was going crazy. Like, I really liked Valia. Like, I really did. Let me know in the chat though, who was your favorite character this episode? Who was your favorite? Oh, shit. Who was your favorite character? Because man, I think they really did I think they did a good job with this, yo. But again, you know, you can hit comments and then you can see what everybody said about this episode. You know, I love it. I love it. And I like going through here to see what other people are saying about it and stuff, and then like being able to make videos about what other people might say. Like I said, I'm gonna type out my review for this later, so you guys will be able to check that out. It'll be posted on all of the what's it called, all of our socials and whatnot as well. So I just joined the live stream. What did you think of Dune Prophecy? I really liked it. I was skeptical at first, but I really liked the first episode. I agree. The prologue was a bit boring, but the series picked up after that. I thought this episode was paced perfectly. And like you just said, it was a prologue, right? We got a prologue, and then we went from chapters 1 to like what? Like, I think that was a good chapter 1, but I feel like in this first episode, it felt like a couple of chapters, right? Like maybe chapter 1 through 5 type of vibe. Like that's what I feel like that we just got. And knowing there's only 6 episodes as well, I'm happy this was about an hour 5. You know, I think it did a good job, man. And I'm not a Duneverse, I'm not a Duneverse person. I don't know a lot about the Duneverse. I don't know a lot about the books, I should say. But I love the movies. I think the movies are fantastic. And I think that this show did a really good job of placing itself in the timeline 10,000 years prior, letting us know what just happened. Because I believe those robot wars stuff, like all that stuff would, it just happened. I can understand why it could feel a little bit unnecessary to some people, but I actually really appreciate it because I feel like it set the tone and it lets us know where the hell we really are, right? Like this is what has just happened. This is why, like, seeing that and seeing that war at the beginning lets us I feel like it gives us a little bit more context later on when everyone sees this little like chameleon bug thing, right? And then it's like everyone is tripping off of it and screaming off of it, right? It's like I think that seeing this first part of this giant alien, like this giant freaking alien thing, like shooting a laser beam from its eye and murdering people and hearing about how dangerous it was and all that shit, I think that really sets the tone to when we later see that little tiny one. They're like, yo, this shit is forbidden. We're not supposed to see this at all. You know what I mean? Like, I like that. I really like it a lot. I like it. I think it sets the tone in a really good way. And I really would like a movie of seeing this happen. I would love to just see this in a movie. Like just give me this in a movie. Let me know what's going on. You know what I mean? That was awesome though. Nez is probably my fave going in. Okay, I like Nez too. I think she was dope. I thought she was dope. I like the way that she went off on the little kid. I like that. I like the way that she called him a little shit after you called him a little shit, Marisu. That was really funny. That was really funny. That actually had me rolling when you called him a little shit, and then moments later she was like, "You little shit," and I was like, "Oh my god, Marisu!" Like this is crazy. Victor said, will they adapt the whole book? It's a 6-hour series, but I felt like they extended things that weren't necessary. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, Victor. I feel like they might adapt the whole book because I think that they might. I mean, we got 6 hours for this book, for one book. I think that they're basically trying to do, even if they're trying to do the entire trilogy of books that they put out into this one series, which probably they're not going to do. We might see more. I don't know if we're seeing more seasons of this, but I know they're going to be more Dune, not prophecy, but Dune. There's more Duneverse stuff that's going to be coming out in the future for sure, Victor. They've already kind of talked about it. With I think there's another show actually that they're shooting right now, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? So they're gonna be kind of doing the damn thing as much as they can with trying to expand on Dune. And WB, WB is trying to get their money. So they gonna definitely make as much they gonna milk the Dune cow as much as they can without trying to kill it necessarily. But as far as I know, they are going to be adapting the Sisterhood book, the first book of the prequel. I think that's one of the first books that the son wrote, right? Or it's one of the books that the son wrote with someone else, because it's not the initial books that were written for the Dune movies. It's for the Dune books, excuse me, the series that was written before the writer, I don't know his name, I'm sorry, before he passed away, his son, after he passed away, his son took it over, went with another writer, and they wrote a whole bunch of books, and this is one of those. And the specific book that this is for is Sisterhood. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing the entire book of Sisterhood for this. The burning truth, way to pay that off in the most literal ways. Yeah. That's a good that's a good that's a good point. The burning truth literally was burning him, bro. Like that was insane. Who would have thought that we were gonna be seeing like two people be burned alive in this series premiere, and let alone one of them be a child? I just was not prepared, man. I was not prepared at all. That shit was brutal. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was brutal. Super brutal. But I really liked that episode, chat. I want to know how you guys felt about it too. Please drop all your thoughts, theories, and questions in the comment section down below. And if you want to just show your support for what we do here at Marvel Bros, you can send a super thanks. Or if you want me to deep dive into any of your thoughts and theories or questions, you can always send a super chat, and then I will deep dive into that. This was a banger episode. This was a really good way to start this series and let us know what we're about to be getting into. Like I said, I do feel like the table has been set for the rest of this series. We have approximately 6 episodes for this series, so there's 5 more to go after this one. And I think we have a good start. I think we're gonna have a good time with this series. I'm happy. I'm hoping that we stay with these like hour-long episodes every week, so we can continue to get a lot of context, a lot of lore. And man, I hope no one feels like we got brain dumped on or like world dumped, because I feel like we got all the information that we wanted. Like every part of my brain has been sufficiently scratched for this first episode. So I'm excited to see where they go for the rest of the series. But for a start, the table has been set, yo. Would an adaptation of a film or a miniseries about the War of Machines be interesting? Hell yeah, it would. It would definitely be interesting. It would be interesting as hell. I think they would do a really good job with it, especially because from what I've seen in the research when I was looking, when I was deep diving into this a little bit more, right, was that the writer of this series basically was trying to take the two sides of, oh my god, what is bro's name? There's so many names right now. Isaac, the writer of I, Robot, right? His 2 stories that he wrote. I got it. My brain is gonna kill me if I don't figure this out. I, Robot book, man, not the damn. Yeah, okay. Isaac Asimov. Isaac Asimov. He wrote I, Robot, and he wrote another book. Hold on. Foundation. So Foundation and I, Robot are basically like the building blocks of what the Dune writer, what is his name? Frank Herbert, right? Frank Herbert basically was like taking the 2 ideas of iRobot on Foundation and kind of making his own story from those things, which it's just so awesome to see. I think that's one of the dopest things about nerding out and finding out. Okay, one of the dopest things about joining new fandoms for me is finding out about the creator of the thing. Like, it's not just about finding out about the amazing new fandom, because all the new fans are awesome that come through from the book, from a watcher point of view, from a reader's point of view. I love the way, to be able to have that connection already, but to be able to dive into the creator's mind like whoa, bro, it just makes me so hyped. Like I gotta go study Isaac Asimov now and Frank Herbert, and like I just want to hear what they talk about, other things. Like that's how my brain works. I like the way that the creatives create, because I like to create, and I want to know what makes their brain be like, oh yeah, well I like this. And then it's always cool to hear how everyone's stories is kind of paying homage to another story, or an idea is always an idea is always seeding another idea. So it's like no matter how creativity blossoms, you can always kind of follow the lineage of what made this specific strain the way it is. You know what I mean? Like I think it's just freaking incredible, honestly. Like I think it's incredible. And yeah, I can't wait to continue to deep dive into, into these stories and into these creators, into these characters, and into these like just the worlds, these worlds that are so, honestly, they're enriched with world building and lore, and there's just magic systems galore. Like holy shit, bro. Like oh man. Like I cannot wait, bro. Like I cannot wait to check it out. And I hope you guys are hyped for it, because I'm definitely hyped for the rest of this season. It almost feels like every show I've watched is like smashed together in this show, which makes sense because all the other shows and things are like, you know what I mean? Everything is connected. So you to see the way that these things are connected, it just feels good, man. It feels good. So I really appreciated this episode, man, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys that were tuning in with me on today's watch party and review. I hope you guys are, ready to kind of dive deeper into what's going to be happening in the future of this series, man, and all the other watch parties that we are going to be doing for the foreseeable future. This next Friday is our Arcane Season 2 Act 3 watch party. We will be checking out that final act. And then, of course, we'll be doing watch parties for every single episode of Dune Prophecy. Gladiator 2 as well as Wicked are released this week. So let me know which one of those you guys are going to be watching. I'm definitely going to be checking those out. I think I'm going to do a watch party this week for something, because I don't think we have anything going on through the week. So I think I'm just going to create a watch party for something that's going on. And then we can just kind of vibe out to that. So I definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you like the video. You can definitely check out my review for this Dune Prophecy episode. It's going to be probably coming out tomorrow morning. So just get ready for that to drop, and make sure you show some love on it. And yeah, we're going to be vibing, man. We're going to be vibing. We're going to be doing, I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing Marvelous Monday tomorrow as well. So we're going to have some stuff going on through the rest of the week. So make sure you guys have your eyes peeled and ready for that sneak peek. Okay. And with all that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you follow me on all social media at Sensei Finito to stay up to date with all my thoughts, theories, and opinions on whatever particular thing I may be partaking at that particular time. And you can follow us on social media at Marvel Bros for all things Marvel and everything pop culture. Book club should be coming back soon. I have created another YouTube channel called Marvelous Reading. I would like to start doing some stuff over there on that page for it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna release all the old like book club stuff that we've done on that over there. So make sure you guys go and check out the Marvelous Reading channel if you haven't checked it out already. Because we are going to be getting into all of the good Marvelous Reading indeed. I don't think it's showing up on YouTube yet, actually, as a channel, because there's no videos on there or anything like that. So I'm going to take all of our previous book club stuff that we've done and post it on the Marvelous Reading channel, just to kind of get some traction going on over there. And then we'll probably start Marvelous Reading up. I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything really for a little while, because there's going to be a shit ton of watch parties going on, but I'm going to try to slot it in there somewhere. And we're probably either going to be continuing with Brando Sando stuff, or we're going to be doing a new From Watchers to Reader series, and just start juggling book club and watch parties, because that's kind of the vibe. There. Link. I'm looking for the link right now as I'm yapping to you. Let me actually go to it and grab it, because I don't know. Here we go. Let's go to the channel. View channel. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know why it's not popping up on the thing. There we go. Marvelous reading. Make sure you go over there and subby wubby. I'm gonna try to do all the reading stuff over there, and then this will stay for all the watch party shows, movies, things like that. It's gonna stay over here. All the book club, comic stuff, possibly comics and other things like that, is gonna be on that other page. So make sure you guys go over there and check it out. I'm gonna be promoting it. Like I said, I'm gonna be posting all of our book club stuff that we've done on that channel as well. So don't you worry your pretty little heads, okay? Okay, because it's gonna be all over there for y'all before we start cracking off, okay? Okay. So that's gonna be all the books. The book club community stuff is gonna be pip popping and plopping over there. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in with me today. Like I just said, you guys are awesome. And I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their day. As I always say, stay awesome, stay nerdy, and don't forget to stay marvelous. Excelsior.
If you guys would like to support Marvel Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvelbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the superfan. Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties. We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update.